What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about GTA 6 yet again and the news slash, more like reconfirmation, right? In this case, no news or reconfirming what we already knew. I look at it as actually pretty solid news, right? And it's because during their investor call today, they reconfirmed that this game is still releasing in fall of 2025 in the fall calendar. And you honestly, I will say, you can maybe even narrow that down more to like the September through November, December 50-50 if you want to call that holiday, which oftentimes in the gaming industry, if your game does come out pretty much after Black Friday, after Thanksgiving in the US, right? After that, you pretty much do consider them holiday games. So I think you can maybe do it where GTA 6, a year and 1 month, a year and 2 months, or a year and 3 months away. And again, in this way, I think just reconfirming it is also still kind of news. It's also good news, right? Because at any one of these investor calls, and I think they do them quarterly, right? So we'll hear them again in a few months and we'll see if things move. But every time they do these, there is the shot that they delay it. And this is probably where you would hear it. I honestly imagine you would get the news stories of like GTA 6 has been delayed to early 2026, things like that. That would probably come because of them doing one of these investor calls and saying, yeah, it looks like we're going to move it. So still labeled like that. In case anybody cares, Judas, the game from Ken Levine, a game I'm very, very excited for, it actually has just a, to be announced release window. It didn't even say 2025. I thought it was going to be 2025. And I think somewhere else, maybe even like in their last call or something, like last quarterly statement, I feel like they said 2025 or Judas, although like maybe I'm making that up. But in case you care about that, I think that's going to be a big game. Not the same kind of big as GTA 6, but I do think that's going to be a very impactful game for the industry. But yeah, so you can still mark down your calendars, at least for now. They got a couple more of these things, right, to delay it further. If they're going to do it, you'll hear it probably through one of these. But, again, a year and a couple months, a handful of months out, we're getting close. We're getting very close in the grand scheme of things. We're also getting close, I imagine, to like a trailer number 2. I know there was a lot of speculation. There was speculation on two things. One, that we would maybe get a trailer this fall, which I think obviously is still in the cards. It's a possibility. Two, people did think leading into this week, I saw a lot of Twitter posts going full detective mode, which I can appreciate, comparing it to, I think, GTA 5 and also Red Dead 2 of the lead up to an investor call so many months before the game came out, where those games were in that current situation, and that sometimes, not all the time, at least, well, if they're in the right scenario, you would have gotten screenshots or like images this week. I saw a lot of theories that this week we were going to get more in-game images on GTA 6, but obviously it wasn't necessarily debunked. It just obviously didn't happen, but there was a good amount of detective work being done. So there you go. Again, in this case, I honestly look at it as no news or no change is good news, because every time you get one of these, you kind of like hold your breath and hope that they keep saying this. Yep, it's still good for fall. You imagine in the next couple of these, they'll give a date. Maybe by like spring of 2025, they'll either give the date or come out and say it's been pushed to 2026. By the way, I'm not in that wagon. I know pretty much every, Rockstar game in recent memory has gotten delayed from that first window that they thought the game was going to come out. I don't know. I feel like GTA 6 was maybe supposed to come out even earlier than what we're getting it. So I kind of think maybe internally this was already the delay. And so, it would be 2 delays if they did one publicly. But that's just my speculation, So there is, I think, merit and reason why people are a little concerned about it. But I've always kind of been on the side of, I think they'll stick with it. I think they're relying on too much money, so much money, that if you delay it, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like the most amount of money any company is ever going to make in 24 hours now just got moved to a different quarter. So now you need to explain why that one quarter that was going to be the biggest number of all time is now literally non-existent. You know what I mean? And that leads to like rushing things and things that I don't necessarily want, but I feel like that kind of energy and motivation would make it so that GTA 6 comes out on time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.